You're getting in the way. Wait for a couple more people to join, because I know there were a couple of people who were interested in learning about these new safety pieces that we have that we use instead of the carabiners. So if anybody that hasn't joined before, my name is Christina Dowdy. I'm the owner and trainer at Balanced Life Canine Training in Plattsburgh, New York. I don't have my cards on me, otherwise I'd show you guys. We have a website, we have Facebook, we have Instagram, we have Twitter. I have a hungry kitten who won't leave me alone this morning. She wants second breakfast. I know she already got fed once this morning. Yeah, you're being a bug. Alright, so first I can just talk about collars. So the collars that we use, aside from our prong training collars, this is a martingale collar. So it fits on the dog. You would obviously attach to here, and it would close so that the dog can't slip their head out of it. This works very much the same way, except this is more of a slip collar, so it doesn't have a stopper as far as how snug it goes. And then this is just a regular flat buckle collar, which a lot of people use. So it's just got the plastic or metal snap. Some of them have an actual belt buckle style clip on them too. If we can, we prefer to use the martingale or a slip collar, just because there have been cases of dogs slipping out of flat collars, even if they're fitted really well. We always try to use a 4 to 6 foot flat leash. So we don't use a flexi leash. We prefer something that's a little bit durable, whether it's nylon, leather, something along those lines. But I just want it to be solid and decently lightweight so that it's easy for me to maneuver and carry around while we're out on walks. So everybody pretty much knows these are carabiners. These we used to use as a safety backup for our training collars to attach to our regular collars in case they were to pop off. And our training collars are prong collars. So we use Hermspringer prong training collars. And I'll show you guys the setup that we have for that in a minute with our new piece. So the way that we used to do it was using carabiners to attach our training collar to this, to make sure that if the training collar came apart, that we were still attached to the dog through the regular collar for whatever reason. We actually just started getting these custom pieces in, which are absolutely amazing. And they give us more flexibility with the leash and being able to do things. I feel like they don't drag the training collar down as much. So if we had our old setup, it would be a carabiner and a collar. Move that over. We would have the collar fitted properly to the dog. Our leash, which we also put a rubber band on to make sure that this doesn't accidentally open, would go on this piece here, which Kerrigan is being a wonderful helper. Let me flip this around. We have teeny tiny prong training collars as well, or you could also use, depending on how your dog is, you could also use a slip leash, which is essentially just it creates a collar on the end that you can custom fit to whatever size your dog is. But we also have micro prong collars, which are teeny tiny. They're not even the size of my hand, and they're made specifically for dogs that are like 10 pounds or less. So let me try to set this up really quick. So I would attach the leash to the swivel end. This is how we used to do it. And then our carabiner would go on this ring here. So you'd attach that there. And then say this is on the dog's neck. So this should be high up on the neck. We would also have our collar, which would be farther down on the dog's neck. Our training collar, high up on the neck. And this carabiner would connect to this collar. You guys can see the way that that would work out. So if for any reason this were to pop open, your carabiner would still have you attached to your dog. The way that we do it now, and there were a couple of things that I liked and I didn't like about that. Carabiners are pretty sturdy, so they do provide a pretty good backup system. But one of the things I didn't like was I felt like the carabiner didn't give me a lot of space. I had some dogs who had a longer neck, and I felt like with the longer neck that the carabiner would actually pull down. I'm trying to think if I got might be able to use Sheena as an example. Grab this and flip it around. I don't know if this collar will actually fit her, but I'll grab a carabiner and kind of show you guys what I mean. Sheena, come here. Good, here, I'll sit. Good. So, I'll put you guys right there for a second. So I can open this and stick it on her. And this is a little big for her because this is one of the other dog's collars. If your dog is leash reactive, I would highly recommend a prong collar because it gives you more control and the ability to give them a correction if they get really carried away. We'll turn this around. So this prong collar is way too big for her. It's sliding way down on her neck. Hold still, Muffin. Sit. Good girl. Turn that back around. No, you gotta move your face. Alright. See if you guys can see or not. Should have grabbed the stand. So I'm going to take a couple links. Oh, there we go. I'm going to grab the camera stand. Just for this part. I told myself I wasn't going to need the camera stand, but... Sheena, come here. Go. Sit. So I'm going to take a couple links out of this. Because this isn't hers, and I can just put them back in after. Oh, too many links. Too many links for your wrinkly neck. Trying to pay attention if anybody has questions or anything, too. Oh, I know. I won't get your ears, I promise. So this is how it should be fit. Snug, high up on the neck. There's still space. I can still fit my hand in here. It's not digging into her skin. So the way that we used to do it, and she's actually a really good example. Let me take this stuff off. I'll move this camera around so you guys can see better. The way that we used to do it was with the carabiner. Very nice. And then I would have a flat collar down below. And what I found was with some dogs who have, there's a lot of space between here. Where's that other ring? That underneath ring that you would attach this to, and your leash would go here, and you would put this on here. I found that the carabiner actually, with some dogs, would drag my collar down. So because this is so far down, it would actually drag the collar farther down her neck, and you want it to be really up high. Same thing for when I would go to use the leash. I'll take that other one off. And I would go to give a correction. Yeah. I would go to give a correction or give her leash pressure information. You can see it actually is pulling up a little bit on the flat collar. So that's one of the reasons that I switched, because with some dogs, I felt like this was actually getting in the way, even though it was a safety. Because if for some reason her prong collar pops off while we're out doing stuff, the carabiner keeps me attached to her. So now, I'll show you guys our new piece. Take that carabiner off. So, same thing, but what I've found is this gives me more freedom. I'll watch your ears. Yeah, exactly. And I've tried, I mean, I have some smaller ones. Good morning, Jason. I have some smaller ones too that, for smaller breed dogs, that I felt like were a little bit easier, but I still felt like I had the same issue. So, you guys saw on the table, these are the new things. And I'll show you guys the website in a minute. It's Leslie Pierney, hi baby, from Leashes, K9leashesandcollars.com. She also makes custom flat collars, martingale collars, e-collar straps, custom prong collars. She does all sorts of awesome stuff. So the way that I use this is I take the ring. Oh yeah, the quick release is nice if you have the problem with the prong links. I don't like them necessarily, depending on which one you have. I don't like the metal claw snap ones. I do have some of the ones with the buckle snap on them. So the way that I use this is I actually attach it straight to the leash. So I put the ring on straight through the leash. Then this is still going to go on my swivel ring on the top. So that's still going to attach to my swivel ring. And then that extra clip is going to go down to my flat collar. And it gives me so much more space and room to be able to maneuver the leash. It's very high quality made. I'll take it back off. So there's like triple stitching in this, and it's super tough. And then same thing if you had a martingale collar, if you had some other type of collar, you could basically attach this to any type of collar. I'm going to show you guys the website in a second. So that's how I've upgraded to this. And you could, as an extra added safety bonus, you could also do like we do and put a rubber band on the far side. But I'm not as worried about that part coming off, just because it's pretty good spring. It's not necessarily my first go-to for, I don't use it a lot as far as leash pressure and stuff, but it gives me so much more room and so much more space. And you can get them in whatever color you want if you have to be color coded. Okay, so I'll take that off. Your job here is done. Yeah. All right, so I'll switch this around. Take that off the stand. Hopefully this is, there we go, that's right side up. All right, so now I've got the computer out. I'll show you guys the website. She has a Facebook too. All right, so we'll do the website first so you guys can get the address. canineleashesandcollars.com. So if you guys want to catch the replay or catch a screen snap of that or however you guys want to do it. I don't think I have any business cards of her, otherwise I'd flash a business card to show you guys website address and stuff. But it's a pretty simple and easy to maneuver website. She does custom collars, martingales, e-collar straps, lots of really cool stuff. You can get different buckles. You can pretty much customize it however you want. She also does leashes, long lines, and her prices are awesome. I mean, you can't beat the prices of a lot of this custom-made stuff, even for general leashes and collars and stuff. It's much cheaper than what I've found, even in stores. Yep, that's the same. Our guy here, Lucky, wake up, buddy. Our guy here, he gets irritation on his neck. So one of his main e-collars is basically just a nylon strap. Because with the Biothane buckle collar, oh yeah, the prices are amazing. I bought a ton of leashes from her, so if we have dogs come in that don't have a very good leash, then I can replace it. She also does like specialty stuff, like placemats, bait pouches, and if you have an idea of something that isn't on her website, she's been more than willing to work with me on stuff. And then this is her Facebook. Canine Leashes and Collars with Leslie. Pet supplies. But I can't rave enough about, I ordered a bulk pack of these and every dog gets one, and if I wanted to be, you know, specific about it, I can do color coding, but I just told her I wanted a batch of neutral colors, and these are the smaller carabiners. Oh, everybody is welcome. Yes, I can't advertise for her enough. I love her stuff. These leashes are actually from her too, and I don't know how well you guys can see, but there's like triple stitching here, which is awesome. So these, I haven't had any of these come apart. You know, some of the cheaper leashes, they start to fray. And for, I want to say her leashes are only like $6. Yeah, you could definitely, she has long lines. The ones that I use, let me see if I've got one. I'm not sure what she calls the connector. I kind of just, I don't know what it's called specifically. Let me see if I've got a long line in here. It might be out in the car. I used to order long lines. I can maybe pull it up on the computer. I used to order long lines that were really, really thin. They're a really lightweight blue material. They're called lightest long line ever. And because I didn't like the ones that looked like this, that were a big flat leash. Let me see if I can pull those up really quick. Because I felt like they were too heavy for some of the dogs, and they really made them kind of drag, and especially for the smaller dogs. Not sure what she calls those connectors though. I just asked her, you know, in my roundabout way, I was like, you know, the thing that looks like a miniature slip collar, except it's for the safety backup on the prong collar, and she knew exactly what I was talking about. So I'm sure if you ask her, I don't know if they're specifically labeled on her website. Lightest long line ever. But she told me recently, very nice. Yeah, I like some of those collars that have the built-in nameplates. Lightest long line That should pop up from there. What's up, Sheena? There it is. So these are the ones that I used to order, and I have enough to last me for a little while, but Leslie actually told me she can use the same material and make me one for even cheaper. So when ours wear out, I'm probably just going to order my next set from her. Because I like the material on these, and I wish that I could find where I put one of them. But they're probably out in the car from when we were doing outside work. But they're even thinner than this. So this is pretty thin, I mean, compared to the thickness of my finger. And they're even thinner than this. So they're really lightweight for the dogs to drag around. The ones that I was ordering come in 25-foot and 50-foot lines. They also make a 4-foot one, so you can have them drag a little light line around the house for training stuff too. I'm not sure if Hallmark has those as well, but I've ordered them online like this, just through Amazon. I don't know if they'll show the 4-foot one. Yeah, some shoes. Yeah, they're not going to show the 4-foot one. I don't know why the 4-foot one is harder to find. But other than that, I'll also use a leash. If I have an old leash, what you can do is just cut the end off of it. Where's that loop? So there's no loop to get caught on stuff. You can also just snip it here, so the dog can just drag that around. But these are our new update safety backups. I can't rave about them enough. They are awesome. I will be using those instead of carabiners. These have all now been dedicated to holding water buckets. So I'm going to use these from now on for all the dogs. It just works so much better. And maybe I'll see if I can find that long line. Or, you know, you guys see it in our video, and then I just had the link of it up. But talk to Leslie about it and refer to the lightest long line ever and ask her if she can custom make those. Because she did contact me and say that she can make those ones for me. Because I was referring somebody else to them because they wanted something a little bit lighter weight. So I just referred her. She just contacted me and said that she could make me ones like that. So next batch I get, I'm just going to order from her, save myself some money, support some custom-made USA products, and can't go wrong with that. All right, you guys. Anybody have any questions about anything? Yep. So this is her website, canineleashesandcollars.com. And you can also go back through on the replay if you lose the website address or if you're not sure about it. And you can pull it back up on our replay. No problem. Anybody have any other questions about anything? It's just a little quick tip. Had some people asking about it. I figured I'd share because I know not everybody knows about those. And I like them so much better than the carabiners. Add the website address to the Facebook post? Is that what you mean? Yeah, I can add in her website, her Facebook, and I'll even add in an Amazon link to those lightest long lines ever. When I do the replay, I'll edit it and make sure that I have that stuff in the information when it pops up on Facebook page. All right, you guys, we are going to sign off. Thank you, everybody, for joining. We're going to get to work with all the other pups. Everybody enjoy. We've got some freezing rain today, so it's not cold, but it's not necessarily going to be the best weather outside. All right, you guys.